All right, it's Robby here with another Movement Doc session. We're doing a cool down with some high-level NEOfit performance athletes. We did a session where it's really a cool down, but it's a reconciliation. It's a way that we really impart some ancient wisdom and some deeper insight to help them reconcile the work that they did and to help them really make the most of it and integrate it into their nervous system, but really signal recovery and help give them a deeper perspective on health and performance. Check it out. Athlete can grab, because you can sit like this while you're watching TV, or you can, like when you're hanging out, and just let the floor and think about all dynamics and athleticism, or how you're using the energy you're collecting from the ground, right? So the ground is a powerful place, and it's so easy, but it's just another thing I gotta do. But it's actually a resting position. So you're resting well and recovering as much as you're actually training and performing, way more actually. Being a good athlete's about how you manage your recovery and how your diet and all those other things, right? So this is what I'm going to show y'all, is just you're thinking about, you're signaling your nervous system to work when you come in here and you're getting geeked up and you're trying to get your body and your mind a little sharp and ready to go. But then when you're done, you got to signal the body and give it some information that is telling it, hey, we're in recovery mode, right? It's okay to go ahead and safely cross into that territory, because your body's always in like fight or flight, what they call sympathetic, or it's in a parasympathetic, rest and digest. It's safe. There's no bears chasing you. And it's always running on this spectrum throughout your day, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. So when you're training, it's in that sympathetic mode. You got to be a little geeked, a little hyped. Then once you're done, I want you to, this is kind of like the switch you're going to hit, but with the body, there's not like a switch. You got to work it into a phase of a submission almost, like you're kind of slowly telling it, just like if you rock the baby to sleep, it's a soothing, but it's a stimulus that your nervous system responds to that is almost telling it it's safe. And now I can go into that mode, and your physiology starts changing into recovery, healing, repairing, starts sending proteins and fats to rebuild the soft tissue and the collagen and the stuff that you're actually stimulating and stressing when you're training. So now you're stimulating your physiology, using your mind, your focus, through a calm, almost anti-thought. So you're almost taking all that energy and thought from this. You got all these great endorphins flushing, running through your system, and now you're just going to work on letting those things start to move, right? So as you're sitting like that, I'm getting long-winded, I'm sorry. I just want y'all to have a little context to understand, like, this is actually really high-level Neuro-Logic, like deep stuff that took me a long time to kind of consolidate. So I don't want you guys to just think it's something that's just like another thing, right? It seems simple, but that's the beauty, right? So we're just breathing and thinking about how, if I just breathe and I just follow my breath instead of trying to think about like looking a certain way, just think if I can breathe full in a nice slow pace, and if I could exhale and feel my whole body react to that. Just do that about 10 times, maybe close your eyes. Lift your head when you inhale and let your body get real big. And then when you exhale, let your body get real small and narrow. Think about your rib cage and your thorax. The more you can expand it through your belly, through your pelvis, through your upper chest, that's inhale. And then when I exhale, everything's getting small and compressed, and I'm bringing the ribs down into a smaller position. I'm bringing the core down into a smaller position. The pelvis is coming towards the ribs. You're just kind of letting that efficiency in that cycle, and you're following the breath. It's leading you instead of you leading it. And just feel how that ground, that reaction to the ground. You might notice too, you might feel like, oh man, my wrist is getting sore, or this is getting a little stiff or stale. That's fine. Stop, like change the channel, right? We don't have to sit there and beat a dead horse, right? So now how we're gonna do that, break up that tension, let me just let the weight of the knees going off to one side. Just start letting them move to one side. See how your body's wanting to follow that weight. Now let it go. And see all the tension you kind of stored in your chest, and how it almost makes that hand like wanting to fling out. So shift your weight to your right hand and just kind of let that energy come across. Yeah, so move towards, just like you followed your breath. See how everything unwinds naturally? And now touch your hand on the other side. See that nice round circle you just made? All right, so now open this top knee before you lift your hand, and then now see that torque? Now you're following that back. So you're kind of winding in one way and you're winding in another. So this is like the spiral chains, the oblique chain I like to call it as well, but this is really it all starts with gait and how we turn our body in different directions, and it goes all the way into how we throw, how we store energy in the body, segment that energy. It's perfect. And then now blend these two together, where now I'm thinking about following the breath and letting the body kind of unwind. So I want to time the breath where it matches my motion. There's a moment in this motion where I expand, and there's a moment where I naturally compress. Remember, the breath and the compression, expansion of your body, that's how you assist the fluid mobility in your body. That's how you get the dead, old, deoxygenated blood moving out of your veins. That's how you get the fresh, oxygenated blood circulating through your arteries, deep into the tissue. That's how, you know what I'm saying? You're essentially nothing but a bag of fluid, right? You're just a bunch of tubes with a bunch of different types of fluid going from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, moving north to south. So all you're doing here is you're stimulating that fluid peristalsis, that movement. And the breath is your best pumping mechanism, right? All right, so let's get in our bellies. Perfect. I want you to put let's start with the right arm, and almost like you're reaching down past your pocket, right? And I want you to take the left arm and put it almost like in a push-up position. Yeah. And then you're gonna take your left foot, and I just want you to place it behind your knee. And then you're gonna take that right hand and you're gonna use it to kind of press you up in a way where you can roll yourself over that bottom shoulder. Try not to lift your head too much. Yeah. Breathe with it and release. So I just want you to think about how you're affecting your bicep tendon, your anterior deltoid, the front of your rotator cuff. You're really letting it melt and open and almost separate a little bit just with the weight of the floor and gravity. And as you press up, I want you to just try to yield and let this yield as you just let the arm pressure lift you. And almost like you're just trying to let the front of that shoulder, you gotta think how much force and stress y'all throwers are putting through the front of your shoulders. People do all kinds of weird shit. They got massage guns and foam rollers, all these things, but this is you just being intentional, controlling the pace, using your breath. You're getting the best type of soft tissue mobility, compression, active release, and it's super simple and it's always available. And these are the little low-hanging fruits that athletes in locker rooms all over the country they waste so much time doing all this other stuff, but this is about efficiency. You don't have a lot of time. So you gotta be able to really hit your key points in the amount of time you're gonna spend doing recovery stuff. And so just notice how your forearm will kind of almost fit. And so now if you start to lift this, feel that? And notice if your forearm should fit right down your sacrum, right down the middle of your butt. Whenever you kind of get to that back position, you're almost just getting your body weight is it really kind of doing the work, and you're stacking your body kind of over that arm. That's perfect. You see how naturally where the forearm kind of fits right in that slot? And a lot of these I describe as folding patterns. It's like your body, these are like almost ancient ways that you could utilize to kind of just slowly find how your body fits into itself, the natural slots and nooks that your body kind of aligns to. And then let's pulse in and out of that a little bit so you kind of get that full open. Each pulse you're getting a little bit more open. You're letting that shoulder relax a little bit more. Deep breaths. And then now take that hand there, go ahead and reach all the way around in a big circle. Yeah, you can go that way too, I love that, perfect. Yep, all the way down, all the way down. Reach with your hand, all the way to the floor, all the way to the leg, yeah. And now reach all the way back around, and watch, if you just follow that hand, your body will go back to where it was. Follow it. And then you go, take it all the way down to the belly. Reach out here. And then roll to your belly. There it is. See what I'm saying? That's high level mobility, because this isn't like stretching. Your body stretching, you can gain movement and you lose it tomorrow. This is how you actually mold and remodel the fascia, and you give it a chance to change, but you can't force it. It's something you have to yield to. So there's a balance between what you're doing and then what you're not doing. Almost the yin and yang. It's 50% doing, 50% yielding. And for a pitcher, or thrower, or baseball player, I'm telling you, this is how, if you're thinking about, I want to have a 15-year career in the MLB, this is where you start. If you think about, I just want to make it to the league, then you've already failed, because you're thinking of it in such a, you're not, so that means that everything you're doing is going to be really short-term oriented. It's not focused on the big picture. How about just let me create the most impressive and together and healthy body I can create. It doesn't matter what sport I play. That's the thing that's going to make me a badass human. All right, let's work both sides now. Let the head relax and find the tension. Find where your body's doing something to hold something up, and is that necessary, or can I let it go? Can I breathe through that spot that feels a little sticky, or am I creating the tension, or is it something I can yield and it actually feels better when I do that? And then notice, if you look at your fingers and you just create big arcs and circles around your body, your spine, your body, your body's designed for your head for your eyes to be able to see all the way around you. So you can see things behind you, see things above you. So if you're tracking your hand as you're reaching around, your body will kind of unwind and unfold almost in a perfect order. Perfect. Yeah, here we go. And see if I can stay connected to the floor through that arc. Yeah, touch the floor, touch it. There you go. And all you're doing is you're breaking down sensitivity. You notice how you hit those spots where you hold your breath. You're like, oh, I'm holding my breath. It's almost like you don't know until you're like, oh, well, I'm holding. Those are the spots, when you get back to them on the next cycle, I want you to see, can I exhale through that spot? Can I blow air out instead of hold? And then anytime you feel your face tense up, that's a signal. It's telling you, it's information. It's showing you something that you can react to. So it's like, all right, can I let that tension go and still produce the same motion? See right there? See that little wince? That's discomfort, right? Hold on, stop. Stop, don't go farther. I want you to learn something here. How can I maybe, before I get into that spot, I want to try to actually, instead of tensing, let me let this go. And then try to reach farther outward through that spot. Blow. Go, keep reaching. Perfect. Feel how that felt better? So was it the tension in the face causing the tension in the shoulder, or was it, which came first? We don't know, who cares? But you can control, like, oh, I feel like I'm real tense in my face. Let me reset. If you look at all like the real yogis, the badasses, their faces are stoic as can be. They could be in the most stressful position you've ever seen. Their face shows nothing. I think that's impressive. I think there's something to be said about that. Perfect. I love this. Good. So think about now, how do you guys feel? You notice it's relaxed, it's balanced, the breath is moving. This feels like I'm now in a state of recovery, right? There's like a flow I can feel, there's no pain, right? And then the next one is actually exactly what he did. I want you to sit on your feet. That's the third and last thing I want y'all to kind of, because really we're only doing 3 positions really. You did a long, what we call a short sitting, where you're here and then you're working the little knee falls from the belly, that reverse position where you're really targeting and trying to let this shoulder go. Yeah, and then the third is this, and these are, think of them as individual skills. Just like throwing's a skill, hitting's a skill, like these are little micro skills that you can work on just as a thing. You know, like I want to get better at ping pong, so I'm going to play some ping pong. Like it's just another skill, and the more you learn to develop, like let's say you know how you have that stubborn energy that makes you competitive, with like makes you want to win. Take that same energy into this type of shit, where it's like, damn, I can't sit on my feet. But this is normal. A lot of people are like that. It's just because your ankles and knees are tight. But that is also going to make you more prone to injury, and it's going to limit your explosiveness down the road. So this is how you actually gain more, is to actually spend time in that place that's just like, damn, I can't feel my feet. But then get to a point where it's like, all right, that's probably enough. And let them breathe. Come forward and let the ankles relax, pump the ankles, get some blood flowing. It's a good time maybe where you might want to do some like pumping type stuff, where you let the blood move around a little bit, let the feet breathe a little bit. And also being barefoot just in general is better to do this type of stuff with. And y'all don't have to right now because I know we're about to wrap up, but that's just something to consider. Just like the naked palm of your hand, your foot has so many receptors, nerve endings, connections to your brain. So I think it is important to, when you do this, like, and spend time too, barefooted. Grounding's a thing. I think just like static energy builds up, you know, you gotta, it literally makes you healthier. Your blood cells move smoother when you're grounded. So just like spending time on bare earth with your bare feet. I know it sounds weird, but it's the truth. You know, we're affected by static energy, and it affects your blood flow. So all this is lining up to a bigger thing. We can be perfectly hydrated, but ungrounded. We can be grounded, but dehydrated. We can be, it's all affecting the main thing I'm talking about, which is just fluid mobility. And your body is a mechanical system, so you can actually do things that can improve that fluid circulation. And this is, you know, what we take, 12 minutes, you know? It's like I can do anything for 12 minutes, you know, but just think of it as like a supplement. It's just something that doesn't really replace the great work you guys are doing in other areas, but this is something that is personal to you, and it doesn't matter if your team does it. It's something that you could bring and add to where now your teammates can model just based off of, you ain't convincing them of nothing, you're just taking care of yourself. And then that example of you're just like that extra 15 or 12 minutes that you're putting into this kind of stuff, all of a sudden they're, well, why are you, like, what is this? I don't know, I learned it from Robby. Follow my movement, doc. Sound good? Because you guys, I'm thinking about, like, you all are, I look at you all as like representatives or beacons for us that are going to spread out throughout the whole country and on your respective rosters. And the lessons and things you learn and the training you do is nothing compared to what this. It's the wisdom you take. It's the knowledge that you're able to bring with you that's actually just helping you govern yourself, instead of the idea of me, you know, these guys that have the urge or desire to help people or teach people or lead people, but they're not really taking care of their own back porch. So this is how you just care for yourself, internalize the things that you're doing, and it tenfolds the work you're doing. So now everything you're doing here, it gives you a chance to now reconcile it and give your brain a chance to absorb it, understand it. It's through the time you're spending in the internal world, because everything else is external. Our brain's always thinking about everything outside of us. But if you want to be a supreme athlete, you have to have time to reconcile and manifest your life, your belief. You know, it's something that half of it is doing, the other half of it is literally just letting God in a way. And when I'm doing this stuff, I almost think of it like that's me trying to observe my body like God observes me. And there's a perspective inside of you that does that well. And it's a skill that you learn to just, and as you're kind of doing these things, it's, to me, it is a time where I dedicate it as a meditation or a prayer. It's reverence I'm giving to God for giving me his body to be able to do this training I just did. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. Like, y'all guys have the ability to use your bodies and do things that people dream of, you know? And this is like your life, your story, you know? And you're getting to write it right now, you know? And I've gotten to watch so many guys like you throughout the years come up, so I know. And I know the path. It's all, and you create it, you know? But these are ways I feel like reducing resistance is more important than sometimes the effort. What good is the effort sometimes if we got all this internalized resistance that is in the way, that's causing, we're using more energy to get the same result. And the magic thing is, when the wisdom of trying to develop your body with wisdom, just like you try to develop your mind with wisdom, is just that, it's that in itself. You're finding more efficiency. So I'm able to actually use less energy at some point and be faster, or use less energy at some point and be more supple and be quicker, right? Be more responsive. Something that's supple that can stiffen up quickly and then let go of that tension is much more dangerous in every capacity. You know, if you see a fighter, I'll tell you this, you're like, oh, this ain't good. You see that guy that's sitting right there in a line of fire and he's just relaxed, that's the guys that murder everybody, you know? Same thing, the guys up there at the plate, and it just looks like they're not sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like your body doesn't have, there's too much resistance there. There's too much things you gotta overcome. So hopefully that helped you guys. Yeah. Hey. Let's say manifestation on 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Manifestation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.